There we go. It's finally time, little one. You've been tucked away in there for so long, haven't you? Safe, warm, hidden from the world. It must have been comforting, in a way. Everything you've ever known right there in that cozy little space. But now the time has come for you to see what's beyond those walls. It's a big moment, isn't it? It's a little frightening, perhaps, but also exciting. Don't worry, though. I'm right here with you. We'll take this step by step. No need to rush through anything. Every moment is precious, especially your first one in the world. I've been watching over you, monitoring every little development, every tiny beat of your heart. From the first flicker of life to this very moment, I've been here, guiding you from the sidelines. It's always incredible to see life find a way out of the darkness, isn't it? I wonder if you can sense me, if you can hear me, if you know that I'm here waiting for you to emerge. I've done this so many times before, but it never gets old. There's something magical about it. Something that science can explain, but never quite capture in full. Well, now it's your turn to join the world. I've got to admit, this part always gets me a little, well, I guess you could say giddy. There's just something so fascinating about seeing all that work. All those calculations and sequences and reports, and everything comes together into something real. Near my little experiment, my perfect puzzle piece coming to life. I wonder if you'll notice all the little things I did to make you special. Not that I expect you to understand. Unless, of course, you turn out to be genius hatchling, which, well, that wouldn't be so bad either. Oh, there's the first crack. Just as I expected. A tiny fissure in your shell, but one that holds so much promise. It's the first step in your journey. I can see the shell starting to give way, little by little. You're doing wonderfully, my little masterpiece. Just a little more, and you'll be free. I know it must be strange, even overwhelming, but you're not alone. I'm here to guide you through each and every step. We'll take this slowly together. There's no rush when perfection is at stake, right? Look at that. The shell is giving away and there you are. Peeking out at the world for the first time. The light must be a shock after all that time in the near dark, but you're handling it well. You're stronger than you look. More resilient than anyone could have imagined. I can already tell you're a fighter, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Let's get you all the way out. You've come this far. I won't let you struggle alone. Fully emerged at last. Welcome to the world, little one. It's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? All those sights and smells and color. But don't worry, I'll be here to help you navigate it. The world can be a lot to take on at first, but we'll do it together step by step. You're safe with me. Let's get you cleaned up, shall we? You must be exhausted after all that effort, but look at you. So small, so delicate, so feisty, so full of potential. There we go. Nice and easy. Into the bath. There. The warmth must feel good after all that hard work, huh? Oh, it's like your first little bath as a newborn. And you've earned it, haven't you? All that struggle to break free, and now you can finally relax. Just let the water soothe you, wash away all that stress. It's amazing how something so simple can feel so comforting, isn't it? A little warmth, a little care, and suddenly the world doesn't seem so scary. You're doing great, little one. Just let me take care of you for now. You're already starting to look a bit better. You might be small, but you're strong. You know, it's funny. I've done this countless times before. I've watched so many little ones like you come into the world, each one unique, each one extraordinary in ways you could never understand. But there is something different about you. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's there. Maybe it's the way you fought your way out of that shell. Maybe it's the fact that you're the last in the clutch. Or maybe the way you're looking around, curious about everything. It just reminds me a little of myself. Always eager to learn, always pushing forward. Maybe it's silly, but I feel like we're going to make a great team. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I do think of you and all the others as my own little creations. I know, I would never admit it to the others. There's a whole team behind the scenes, and I didn't do it all on my own. But I get to be the one who's here when you take that first breath. The one who sees you when you're at your most vulnerable. It's hard not to feel attached, I suppose. Like you're mine, in a way. Having children of my own, well, that never quite worked out for me. And I guess, I suppose that's why I pour so much of myself into my work, into all of you. It's not the same, I know, but it is something. And you, little one, you are special. I know it. There, all cleaned up and ready for your first checkup. I know, it doesn't sound like much fun, but it's necessary. And we've got to make sure everything is just right, don't we? Okay, let's start with the basics. First, I'm going to check your temperature. It's important to make sure you're not too hot or too cold, especially right after hatching. There we go. Nice and steady, just as it should be. That's a good start. Now let's take a look at those bones of yours. Bone density is crucial, especially for a creature like you. We need to ensure that your skeleton is strong enough to support your growth. You're going to be doing a lot of growing in the coming weeks. I'm going to use this scanner to measure the density. It's a bit lower than I expected, but that could just be a quirk of your development. Nothing too alarming. we'll just keep an eye on it as you grow. Next, your muscles. Let's see if you can give a little squeeze. Oh, that's a very strong grip. You're stronger than you look, aren't you? Just like me. Your muscle tone is good, but I'll want to make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need to keep building that strength. Perhaps we'll tweak your diet a bit. Add in some more protein or minerals. All right. Let's move on to the cardiovascular system. I'll listen to your heart first. I'm very familiar with it. That tiny rhythmic beating is like a little drum, keeping time with the universe. Your heart rate is a bit fast, but that can be normal right after hatching. You've just been through quite the ordeal, haven't you? But overall, it sounds strong, which is exactly what we want to see. Now, I'm going to take a small blood sample, just a quick prick. There we go. That wasn't so bad. I'm going to run some tests to check your blood cell count, see if there's any markers we need to be concerned about. We'll also take a look at your iron levels, just to make sure there's no anemia. Blood work is a very vital part of understanding your overall health. You'd be surprised how much we can learn from just a drop. While we're at it, I'll check your hormone levels too. Your endocrine system plays a very big role in your development. We're going to make sure your thyroid is functioning properly, that your growth hormones are at the right levels, everything is in balance. It's all a part of making sure that you continue to grow strong and healthy. Now, while that's running, I'm going to measure your respiratory function. This little device will monitor how well your lungs are expanding and contracting. Just go ahead and breathe in and out. I like to talk you through it, even if you don't quite understand. Yep. Just steady breaths, just like that. You're doing great. By the sound of it, your lungs seem to be functioning well, which is a relief. Breathing is pretty important, after all. Not that you needed me to tell you that. I just like to keep talking in a calming voice. It's always good to double check. Now, let's not forget your neural responses. I'm going to shine a light in your eyes. Both of them. There. See how your pupils react? Perfect. And now follow my finger all the way over. Good. Good. Your neural responses are spot on. Quick reactions, bright eyes. Those are all excellent signs. You're doing much better than I could have hoped. Maybe you've got a bit of a scientist in you, We could use more sharp minds around here. Sometimes. Now for the big one, the genetic markers. This is where we see just how perfect you really are. I'll need another tiny sample. You're familiar with it now. It's not going to hurt, I promise. Just a quick prick. There. Now, this one is for your DNA. I'm going to prep it over here. Okay. I promise this will be over before you know. And there we go. Now, let's see what secrets your genetic code holds. You know, this part always makes me a little nervous. Not for you, though. You're doing just fine. It's me, really. I've gone through this so many times, and yet there's always that little flutter in my chest when we do the genetic sequencing. I guess it's because this is where all of our work, all those hours of planning and tweaking and modifying, everything comes together. It's like the final piece of the puzzle. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, if you haven't noticed. But But don't worry, I'm not expecting anything less than greatness from you. You've been perfect so far. I'm sure that trend will continue. Let's just see what the scanner has to... Something's off. That's odd. Let's run that again. It's... Perhaps the scanner is playing tricks on me. Although, it never has before. Okay. Come on. Show me that I'm wrong. Show me everything's as perfect as it should be. No. That can't be right. There's a defect. Right here in the genetic markers. Not sure how they missed that during the sequencing. Okay, so this is a flaw in the blueprint that defines you. You weren't supposed to have this. You were supposed to be perfect. This isn't what was meant to happen. Okay. Well, protocol is clear. Genetic defects, especially ones like this, mean one thing: disposal of the subject. The humane thing would be to terminate the experiment before there's any suffering. It's procedure, nothing more. You're just another case. A specimen that didn't quite meet the criteria. This is just the way things are. Defects like this, defects like yours, they're a liability. They're unpredictable, potentially dangerous. It's just what the data shows us, what years and years of research have confirmed. The right course of action is to follow the protocol. It's quick, painless, efficient. No room for emotion. No room for error. Yep. But you're alive. You're here. Breathing. Moving. Looking up at me with those bright little eyes. How could I? Sorry. How could anyone expect me to just end that? I mean, you're not just an experiment. You're more. You're more than the sum of your parts. More than just data points on a screen. Let's see, I've found something unexpected in the sequencing. It is not fatal, and there is potential here. I understand the protocol, but this one, I am requesting an exemption. With the right care, subject JVR 119 could be managed. Please, just give me a chance to prove it. There. They'll understand, right? They have to. This little one just isn't another failed experiment. There's more here. There's potential. They'll see it. They'll let me keep you. They'll let you live and grow, and maybe they'll even thank me for it, for seeing what they couldn't. And oh, no, they can't mean that. How can they just dismiss it like that? Protocol is clear, they say. Defects, regardless of severity, pose a significant liability. They want me to terminate you. Just like that. Well, they don't see you. They don't see what I see. You're here. You're alive. You've developed How can they be so cold, so detached? I mean, they talk about you like you're a statistic, a potential threat, something to be disposed of, but you're not. You are so much more. How could I? How could I? I can't. How can I look at you and see only a defect? I see life. I see potential. I see something that could never without us. You know, it's ironic, isn't it? I've spent my entire career creating life, nurturing it, watching it grow. And I never could have my own genetic defect, my own flawed blueprint, and, well, it took that away from me. It's the same, isn't it? You and me were both defects, both marked by something beyond our control, but does that mean we're worth any less? Does that mean we don't deserve a chance? Maybe it's selfish. Maybe it's foolish, but I can't let you be discarded like this. And I won't let them take you from me. You're not just an experiment, you're mine. And I don't care what the protocol says or what the data shows, I won't let them dispose of you. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be cherished, protected, just like any other life. So, I have to get you out of here. I'll smuggle you out, somehow. And I'll find somewhere safe, somewhere they won't find you. I'll take care of you, little one. I'll be the mother I never had the chance to be. You'll be safe with me. I promise. I will make sure of it. You and we're gonna get through this together. You're not alone. Not anymore. I will protect you. I will cherish you. I will love you. Even if it costs me everything. We're gonna find somewhere you can be free of all this. Somewhere they can't touch you, where your life isn't just a line of code or a sequence of genes. You're mine now. And I'm not letting you go. That's right. We're gonna get out of here, little one. I'll keep you safe, no matter what.